I've been spending some time with the 2x scale beta, and honestly, from what I've seen, the game has got me really excited. From memorable characters we know from League of Legends to a fully co-op mechanic that is a bit more fully realized than most full releases, this game has actually got me pretty excited. But with all that said, let's actually jump into the video and know what this game is all about. The gameplay already feels fresh and passionate, eye-catching, and even more fleshed out than most full releases. But let's start with the positives. What are the positives of this game? First of all, tag mechanics. The tag mechanics is really bold, and in my opinion is one of the things this game does really well, and you can see it from the implementation of the tag mechanics. Is more like this Dragon Ball Fighter Z, if any of you have ever played the game, where your tag, the people you tag can actually do damage, and the people you can also switch those fights. So it's not like the cameo system from Mortal Kombat 1. It's more like the tag mechanics from Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and it's really implemented well. Not really well. I'll give them a pass. I'll give them Riot a pass on that. Character design, like I said, is Riot. Character design they are not lacking on that. As we all know from the hit show they already have characters, a lot of characters from League of Legends. Currently in the game though, there are a few of them. They are not really a lot of characters, but like I said, it's Riot. They will eventually get to adding those characters in the game. Another thing I would say is a positive about this game is the multiplayer hub. The multiplayer hub is when I mean it's fully realized. You can walk around. It has like a 3D space where you can walk around the multiplayer hub. You can also interact with players. You can also like join play cabinets, and if you are playing multiplayer, if some people are playing, you can go and do training and some other things like that. It's a really fleshed out multiplayer hub. It's not half-assed at all. I would like it even works in private. So if you are creating a private match, others can join your game, and it really works very well. It's a very good multiplayer. Private lobbies, like I said, private lobbies are very fleshed out. And coming back to the multiplayer hub I just said, private lobbies are really fleshed out. The game is like I think on the private lobby type of thing, they have it figured out. So in my opinion, it's one of the things the game has actually done properly. Netcode. I'm having a bit of issues with netcode currently. As of yesterday, we were playing I think 4. But I think this one was not individual. I think it was more on the server. So I think the servers were not really active at that point. And like I said, it's still open beta? Yeah, I think it's still a closed beta actually. It's still a closed beta. So we see this kind of things in closed beta, and you can't judge this for the full release. Now we are moving on to the negatives. Like I said, negatives, limited content. I mentioned this back at when I said characters. Limited content, when I mean limited content, the maps are not fully fleshed out. There are not a lot of characters in the game, and the few you have are very good characters, well designed characters. Well, they play well. Riot has actually done a lot in making those characters transition from League of Legends to a fighting game really well, and you can see that okay, this Brom is the kind of character he is in League of Legends, and he actually fights like that in the game. And Jinx is actually his zona. They made her a zona, and that's what she actually does in League of Legends. So basically, there are less characters and there are few maps. But like I said, it's an open beta. UI design. Some of the UI is a bit convoluted, especially the one in the main menu. So when you go to the main menu, there's a like bar you can see, and like the UI design in that particular bar, like I couldn't see it initially when they were telling me to join the private match, and I was looking for it, only for me to like see a bar that was grey and the background was also grey. So it was a bit confused. Like I was a bit confused by like the color choice for that particular menu in the game. But the UI design, I think it needs a bit of work. Also readability, there sometimes maybe like a player switches and you don't know which player is currently in the fight, or which player is being controlled by your opponent. Basically, when the person switches, you don't know which player is being controlled by the opponent and which player is just coming in for support. I think I'll leave clips of it. Also, balance issues. There are characters like Jinx. There are characters like who again will I say is really like overly broken. I'll just say for now it's Jinx and Brom is a bit broken, but I think it's being balanced a bit because his attacks don't come out as fast as most people think. But Jinx can zone you, and there's only Ilawi, and she's the only one that can literally remove a projectile. Ilawi and this samurai guy. But if you don't use those two characters, Jinx is a problem for you. So like balancing wise, I think they should do something about how fast the projectile comes out for Jinx, and let it be more, let's say, countable. Like it should be something that can be countered. It shouldn't just be you pick Jinx and you spam rockets and it's an Irene button. So yeah, the beta gave me plenty of things to look over. Pending, this is more like a short video pending the full release. But with what I'm seeing now from 2x scale, I think it's really promising in terms of fighting game, and I hope it's free to play. I think it should be going free to play because there's already a store where you can buy cosmetics and stuff like that. But that is not really a tell sign to know if a game is free to play or not. I hope it is because I think it's really promising. In fighting game genre, at least, I hardly see free fighters except maybe Brawlhalla. I think only Brawlhalla, and that is even a platform fighter. We are talking about 2D fighters. I'm not sure there is any free play option for 2D fighters. And I think that's a niche that Riot is trying to capture here. But with that, GG.